Good morning. So it's 11:11 and we're channeling on a half moon. Half moon times are a time in between of making a decision. What side are you going to come down on? And the question this half moon is, who are you and what are you here to do? So I can really feel the guides gathering to bring through some loving support. And what's in my awareness? And the question I kind of putting to them, if you like, is right. In 2020, the world, if you like, stopped. It gave us a chance. It dropped us into beingness so we could vibrationally resonate with the truth of who we are and align in the body itself with that truth, because being dropped into stillness, that's what it connects you with. In 2022, it was time for, the world got to grips with being in movement again, and it was time to start asking seriously, well, I've been aligned with the truth of who I am. That might have shaken some of my desires and beliefs and expectations about what I think I'm going to do. So okay, what am I going to do? To start asking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do that's different from before? But 2023 has been a time of, and now stop thinking about it. Get moving. Go into action. Do what you are here to do. And what I've noticed is that in 2020, when we were dropped into beingness as a world and we had that stillness phenomena, a wave of fear rose up. It rose up collectively. It took many different shapes, many different narratives, many different voices and stories. But what connected us was this wave of fear rising up and vibrating out of the field. And that was a wave of fear that rose up because there was a global phenomenon of people being dropped into the essence of beingness, the truth of who they were. And that was frightening. And now it's time to do from a place of who are you and what are you going to do that's aligned with who you are. And I'm feeling again this rising up, this global wave of fear rising up. And as it's time for us to do, to go into action and to move, there's this fear rising up. And there are so many other constricting emotions on that. There's grief, there's anger, there's frustration, desperation, there's hopelessness, despair, there's depression. But it's almost as though fear is the foundation principle for all of those other constrictions, not on being who we're here to be, but on doing what we're here to do. And that there's a kind of global phenomena of clearing the fear from the field of doing what we're here to do. So I am taking this, I'm bringing this to the guides, and I can feel it's harder and harder to kind of to speak my own words now, and I can really feel these beautiful beings gathering to bring through something for us. So I invite you inwards, stay with your inner experience, your breath in your heart while they speak. Mm. Hmm. Beloveds, who are you? You have had time and space, many of you, not all of you, but many of you, enough of you, more than enough of you, to have put yourselves in contact these last few years with that divine resonance that arises in stillness. When you are arrested, your movements are arrested, interrupted. Your old world, your old way of doingness in the world was interrupted. And as much as this hurt in the breaking and the breaking down, for many of you, it also opened an opportunity to drop very much more deeply into that divine resonance of beingness, connecting more with what was important to you in life. If everything fell away, if you were shocked out of your old reality and life as you knew it was interrupted, if everything fell away, what remained? What emerged in that space? Now, it is not time to abandon what you discovered. in that sacred space. It is time to gather all you nurtured and nourished, all you discovered, all that emerged, that put you in touch with what is important for you in this life, right here, right now. What matters every day? What do you want your day to take shape as? Who do you want in your home? How do you want to be living? What time do you want to spend with those you love? And how are you going to do that? And for those of you asking this question, how are you here to serve? What is your purpose? Do you have to know this? Do you need the download? Do you need an email direct from God that says, "Dear Mr. Sampson, you must, by the time you are this age, have completed these tasks, for this is written into the Akash of your soul and the blueprint that requires you to fulfill your function here as a human being in order that you might have food on the plate to eat and a home to live in and loved ones who accept you and a community to feel a part of." This is not necessary to get the download, the email from the universe. It is simply necessary to trust that vibrationally within you, you have access to the only compass you will need. Each of you have a different attunement for your unique internal compass, but each of you have an internal compass. For some of you, for all of you, joy. Joy is the biggest signal, the biggest vibrational signal that when you choose to do something and it brings you joy, you are vibrating in alignment with your signature blueprint, your soul blueprint, your purpose here in this life. And many of you have learned that it is unsafe to trust joy. So what happens when you are navigated by all of everything? Global situations, your own internal processes, what happens in your life, to a place where suddenly it becomes important that you make critical decisions about how you're going to survive in the world, thrive in the world, based on trusting your feelings of joy. Well, up comes the fear that you have been taught to feel for many, many eons, not just this lifetime, but reality as it has been humanly co-created over such a long time now has not supported you to act upon your joy. It has taught you that if you do that, you will die or starve or fall out of connection with your family, your community, you'll lose your home, you won't be fed. And these existential fears exist not as thoughts and hubris in the mind, but as activities, vibrational activities within your templates, within your body fields of consciousness. So when all of you is being steered, because it is time, because now the reality that humans are co-creating together is supporting you to follow your joy and take bold, brave, decisive actions in that direction. There is no other option but for those activities, those vibrational fears, those dissonances implanted within you, not by some external evil force, simply by the path you've walked through life itself over many lifetimes to be here now. What you've collected in your own DNA that comes from your spiritual lineage, your familial and ancestral lineage, your other lifetimes, your other incarnations, your soul path, what it is here to learn. All of this collected in your DNA. In your human blueprint, it becomes a vibrational activity in your field, and suddenly it starts to vibrate. Yes? And you are the human being having an experience of all sorts of old stories in your DNA, in your templates, vibrating because their time is up. It's time for them to leave. The old beliefs that you should not follow your joy and you would die if you do, well, it's time for them to leave. And they're not just in your mind, they're in your body. You're in your body's field of consciousness. They're planted in various parts of your extended fields, ready to activate when you take decisive action in the direction of your dreams. But you know what? It is time to continue to take decisive action in the direction of your dreams and to remember you are not your fear. You are the field. Your fear is arising within. Your fear is a story, and it is not telling the truth. It is a photograph in an album full of memories. You may look at it. Please do. The more you look at it with eyes wide open, authenticity and honesty in your heart, and you, as the loving consciousness you are, bring the light of your own awareness to recognize fear is happening in you. Then what are you bringing but love to the part of you that has lived a difficult story, that has learned to be afraid? Why has it learned to be afraid? From experience. What was the experience? Well, it was suffering. And how many different varieties of suffering has a human being walked to become an evolved soul? Here now, ready to take that brave step of stepping out beyond the limits of its own fear and all the constricting emotions that live within that fear, that have that fear as their foundation. Well, that soul has had many, many, many varieties of suffering experiences. But what you need to ask yourself, as the one who is the light of awareness, honoring the fear as it arises in your system in the moment as a vibration, connected to a story, connected to something in your blueprint, connected to something in the map of your DNA. Is this happening now? Is this really true now? Not was it true in the past? Did it actually happen? Do I remember the story? Am I looking at the photograph in the album? Is this the highest truth now? Is this the highest reality now? And when you get that answer, no. Love the part of you that is feeling the fear. Embrace it as a parent would a frightened child. A parent doesn't need to know why a child is frightened in order to embrace that child. Well, why not treat yourself and the fear that arises within you with that same loving compassion? For it is unconditionally loving compassion. Bring that compassion to your fear first. This is first aid for now, for following your joy and taking your joy into action. This is first aid. You will feel fear. Of course you will. And it is, as you've heard, it says so often, a good sign. Because you are stepping out beyond the boundaries of what you know. You are taking action you've never taken before. You are transcending your own limitations. You are not being imprisoned by your limiting beliefs, by the traumas of the past, by the grief telling you that grief is the ultimate truth of reality, that grief is what love has become for you. It is an experience, it is happening, it is an activity within your field, but there is always a higher, more spacious, more expansive reality beyond grief, beyond fear, beyond trauma, always waiting for you, ready for you, empowering that as the more real enables you to manifest that in your lives, enables you to transcend all those hurdles that arise for the sprinter who's ready to run into action. Up comes a hurdle, that's your fear. Up comes another hurdle, that's your doubt. Up comes another hurdle, that's other people telling you you can't do it. Up comes another hurdle, that's a fear that you'll die, you'll starve. The community will cast you out, you'll lose your family, they won't understand. These hurdles are going to come. And with them will come the fear, not just of the moment, but all of the other moments when those stories have stopped you, when they've become real, when they've been made manifest. And it is not about tricking your mind and pretending that, oh, it won't happen and it's never happened and that's not real and I'm not listening, la 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 la. It's not bypassing. They have happened. It did hurt. It wasn't okay. You did suffer. And that's why you're afraid. But this time, You're creating from a different place, a spacious place, a place that can see beyond the fear that arises when it's ready, when it's time, when you are ready to take action aligned with your joy, your internal compass that says, forget everything you thought you needed to do before. Trust it, follow it. This is the way. We are here and we will support you. Who are we? We are all the loving consciousnesses that gather around that gather around you now to support you with this energy, doing this energy. Structures in your world are falling. The old world is falling away, but it is not collapsing into an abyss of emptiness, and you are not collapsing with it. No, no, you are not. You are already supported by new structures. Structures that will support you to do what you are here to do. They exist everywhere. They have been being built up over the years. They have been quietly, seemingly invisibly, establishing themselves so that this collective movement, when globally you are supported to follow your joy, to trust your heart, to listen to what gives you peace and contentment, and make strong, bold, decisive decisions to do what is aligned with the truth of who you are. The systems and structures are already in place to support you. When you step out beyond the limits of your fear and all those constrictive emotions that ride within that, you will find them. They will come to you. They will become clear. But there is much that cannot become clear when fear is what is making the most noise in your reality. Do not try and heal the fear of the world. Heal the fear in you. And you will hold a vibration that will continue to help heal the feel, heal the fear in the world. It is time, beloveds, to do what you're here to do. You are so supported. You are so loved. Hands are holding your hands that you cannot even see on all sides, at all levels, all of life, every dimension of life is gathered and geared to support you. Just decide and make it a clear decision. And then make it again the next day. And then take action every single day that is aligned with that truth. Maybe you can't follow your whole truth right now, and you use that as a reason to collapse the field of possibility. And what does that do? You slump, you give up, you resign yourself to the comfort of what you knew before. Well, here's the thing. What you knew before no longer exists for those of you listening to this. There is no what you knew before. It's not there. There's only forward, but forward is supported. Do what you're here to do. Each day do something, just one thing that is aligned with the truth of your joy. your peace, your contentment, your fulfillment. Something that lifts your heart and makes you sing. That's your soul singing out into the whole of creation, lifting it by the action of your very presence. Just one thing. It's not about accomplishing the goal right now, yesterday, in this moment, 2 weeks from now. Oh my gosh, if I don't do this, then it was all for nothing. Those are old paradigm ways of thinking. And the guides are showing me this beautiful golden orb, and it's like the new earth golden orb, the reality of moving forward within this kind of golden orb of a reality where we keep saying yes to our joy, our dreams, our visions, what gives us peace and fulfillment. And it doesn't matter if you go that way or this way or up or down, or if there's no falling within this paradigm of choosing to be aligned with the truth of who we are and take actions in the world that manifest more of that and more of what aligns us with that in our reality experience. Whether that's work, home, family, community, where you live, what you're doing. I'm just hearing this. We are supported. We are supported. Mm. Beloveds, yes, you are. And this is why we are here. There are teams of guides whose job it is specifically to bring you this support. Right now, call on us, especially when you feel fear, especially when you have those precious moments, choice points, transition moments. You could go either way. What are you going to choose? Choose to be beyond your fear. Call for help and support, and we will come running. All of life will come running, rushing to support you now. All you have to let go of, to give us, are your beliefs that it won't, that come from the past, your fear, vibrations in the field. As you clear your fear vibrations from your field, you clear them from the collective field, you clear them from the world, you clear them from Gaia, it becomes easier for the whole world to move forward in this direction, this new earth creating direction. This is your job. This is you taking responsibility. This is how you can help. This is how you can win. There's no fight. There's nothing to win. But winning is very important to many of you, yes? Well, this is how you can win. Take back your sovereignty. So something else. I can just feel there's just something else that wants to come through. Oh, I can feel this Mother Mary energy, this Magdalena. No, it's Magdalena. Very beautiful, very graceful, very benevolent. There's like a softness, there's a caring, there's compassion, such loving tenderness. Beloveds, yes, for you are my children. There is only care here for you and loving support. So much understanding what you have been through, that the world has not supported you. No, to live your truth, to follow your bliss, to trust your own dreams. the world that is becoming new and how you are creating your reality within it. Know this. The old world will be shaken out of you, shaken out of your fields and your systems first. Your attachments, your old beliefs, the emotions, the traumas that exist within you are being healed now. There is divine loving intervention here, holding each and every one of you in so that you can let go more easily, so that you don't need to process your past in every detail of itself, so that you can be more fully, more freely, more physically in contact with that beautiful lightness of doing that comes from being who you truly are, honoring this. As you would honor what is sacred anywhere, in anyone, in anything, wherever you found it. Honoring what is sacred in you means honoring who you truly are. And then doing what you feel most you are here to do. Placing that as more important than all the little decisions that get made in a day that distract you, that are self-justifying, but that distract you from really having to face that beautiful truth of who you are and make space for it, however small, during your day. So you do something every day that's aligned with that beautiful truth. You will be supporting you. All of life will be supporting you. I'm just here to bring in this message, to back up these beautiful guides who have been speaking with such love and such passion and such care, to say yes, all of everything is here to support you. Go forth. Go forward. Be who you truly are, beloveds. This world only becomes new through you. Thank you for your bravery, courage, and love in action. Thank you. She's very soft. She kind of recedes very softly. Mm. Okay. Wow, that's that's it for now, guys. So those are the messages that come through today. That was our 1111 half moon message from the guides. Two very different energies there, bringing pretty much the same message, I think. Thanks for being there. Lots of love. Have a beautiful day. And yeah, that's it for now.